So if we go to graph this using our A, K, D, and C values all in one shot for each point, let's see what happens. Let's take, for example, the point -2, 4. What does the point -2, 4 become after you've done all the transformations? So -2, 4, well, that point becomes this. Okay, this is your x, this is your y. Whatever your x is before, which is -2, you're going to divide it by k, k is 0.5, and add d, and d is 3. Your y value is 4. So what do you do with your y value? You multiply your a by your y value, which is 4, and then you add c. So this point actually becomes -2 divided by 0.5 is -4, plus 3 is -1. You can try that on your calculator. And then 2 times 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10. So that point -2, 4 becomes -1, 10. And that's exactly what happens here. -2, 4 becomes -1, 10. Okay? So you can do that all in one shot. So the next point, -1, 2. I can do it in my head even using this thing. So -1, what does that become? I'm going to do -1 divided by my k value, so I can actually write this as x divided by my k value is 0.5 plus my d value is 3. And my a, or my y, is changed by doing 2 times y plus whatever c is, which is 2. Okay? So I'm going to use this formula here. My -1, what does that become? It'll become -1 divided by 0.5 is actually -2. So if you do that on your calculator, it's -2 plus 3 is 1. And my 2 becomes 2 times 2, which is 4, plus 2, which is 6. Then changing all these, I'll actually change all my x's in a row. My 0 divided by 0.5 is 0, plus 3 is 3. My 1 divided by 0.5 is 2, plus 3 is 5. My 2 divided by 0.5 is 4, plus 3 is 7. That's how I change all my x values, using this. All my y values are changed using this. So let's take a look at this one. 1, if I plug it in here, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 2 is 4. If I plug in 0.5, 2 times a half is 1, plus 2 is 3. If I plug in 0.25, 2 times 0.25 is 0.5, plus 2 is 2.5. So I can actually do all of that in one shot if I wish, if it does not ask me for stage by stage or each transformation, apply each transformation like here, and I want to do that in one shot. I can always do that using this formula here. Every x value is changed by doing x divided by whatever k is, okay, the exact value of k, x divided by whatever k is, and add d. Your y's are changed by multiplying it by a and then add c. Okay, so you can do all of that in one shot, or obviously if it asks you to do it this method, you should be able to do it this method. But what's important here is being able to find the domain, the range, decreasing or increasing, and the equation of the horizontal asymptote. The other thing that they didn't ask you here is what is the y-intercept? So what is the y-intercept? You should know that the y-intercept happens when x is equal to 0. So if it ever asks you for the y-intercept, what you should do is plug in x equals 0 into this formula here, and you can find out what the y-intercept is mathematically. Because as you can see here, you know, I drew it and it kind of looks like it passes through right about there, but I don't know if it's a whole point or not. I'm going to have to plug in the 0 in here. So if it did ask us to do that, we can definitely find that. So I'm actually going to go and do that to find the y-intercept. Okay, I'm going to actually go find the y-intercept. And the y-intercept happens when x is equal to 0. So let's go and find the y-intercept. We know the equation is that. So I'm going to rewrite the equation over here. The equation is y equals 2 1/2 to the power of 0.5 times x minus 3 plus 2. And if I plug in x equals 0, this is going to be y equals 2 1/2 to the power of 0.5, and then x is 0 minus 3 plus 2. So continuing this is just going to be y equals 2 times 1/2. Please don't do 2 times 1/2 first. You cannot do that. You have to take care of the exponent first. This is why I'm not multiplying that. So this is going to be 1/2 times negative 3. Okay, so 1/2 times negative 3 is actually negative 1.5, and then plus 2. And of course, you can just take out your calculator and figure this out, or you can use exponent rules and turn that to a fraction or whatever it is. At this point, I'm not testing your exponent rules right here. I'm just testing if you can obviously figure out the y-intercept. So if I do 1/2, so I just plug this in, so on my calculator, 1/2 to the power of, and then it's going to be negative 1.5, and you're going to get a number like, so I just go 0.5. I'm doing this on my calculator right now. So this is 0.5 to the exponent negative 1.5. And it's going to give you something around 2.82842712, something like that, plus 2. And then obviously if I continue, now I can multiply it by 2. Okay, so if I continue this, I'm going to do this in one shot, 2 times this thing. So I'm going to multiply that by 2, and I'll add the 2 right after. And I'm going to get y equals approximately 7.656854, whatever. Okay, so it's going to ask you for the, to the nearest 2 decimal places, 1 decimal place, whatever. But as you can see, this doesn't pass through an exact, exact number, a whole number. It passes through a decimal answer. Okay, that's how you would find the y-intercept always, by plugging in x equals 0 if it asks you for that.